Alright, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to just recap how to haft an arrowhead onto the tip of your arrow shaft. We just got through adding the fletching, which is what I like to do first, and then we finish it off by adding our stone tip here. And this is a piece that I napped a couple of years ago out of chert. And we're going to just set this in here. But before we do is what we're going to do is we're going to put a bite or a loop in our artificial sinew. Again, I wish I had some backstrap sinew to do this completely primitively, but I will circle back and do that sometime. I just got to get a hold to some sinew. But I want to set this in here, and at this stage is where we would apply the pine pitch. I'm not going to, all right, for this. This is where we would apply the pine pitch. We'd heat it up, and we'd you know, smear it on here and kind of mold this and set this and glue this onto the shaft. So primarily this is what we would do first, is glue the arrowhead to the shaft. Then we tie it on. I'm not going to do that for this. This is just a demo piece, and I'm not going to ever shoot this because I like my stone points. They take a while to make. These will shatter when you hit things. What I do is I put a loop in there, and I set it into the end here, the tip here, and I let that sit down. And then I go ahead and I shimmy my my arrowhead into its seat, into its place. Okay, like so. So it's sitting here like that. And then what I want to go ahead and do is I want to keep this loop out of the way as I take my longer piece and begin to wrap around the base of the shaft. You want to do that first to keep the shaft from splitting. And then I want to go up, and then that's what your notches are for in your arrow shaft, in your arrowhead, is that I want to start to wrap around and down and underneath. So you start to just wrap your arrowhead into your shaft, like so. And at this point, this is where you can make adjustments and make sure that it's sitting straight and properly, and you keep wrapping tightly. Make sure the loop is out of the way. And then I can start to wrap down the base of my shaft a little bit. And again, that's important because it helps keep the shaft from splitting. If it does hit something soft, it doesn't split your arrow, and you can retrieve your arrow. I can go back up, and I'm going to complete one more pass around the arrowhead and the notches. And then once we're done setting that in there, and it's in there, it's not going anywhere, then you take your very end, and I actually use like 9 feet. I got more than I needed, but I have enough to haft another arrowhead if I wanted to. Is I put this through the loop, and I hold on to it while it's through the loop, and then I pull this underneath, or to the base where it was at. and that'll hide it. Okay, and at this point, then you can wrap a little bit more pitch in here and seal it, make it nice and tight and sealed. Okay, but this is gonna seat right underneath the arrowhead. And then what we can do then at that point is to go ahead and but anyways, you get the idea. You tie it off before you cut it, and then you just snip it. And now we have our primitively hafted arrowhead onto our primitively fletched arrow shaft, which we straightened from a piece of elm. So this is essentially how you make an arrow, and there's lots of ways to do it. There's lots of really experienced and practiced fletchers and bowyers out there. This is my rendition of it. I don't claim to be an expert at it, but it's kind of the way I do things, and I know that they work.